Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Kempton Park here on Friday. It is the 26th of December, 2025. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Kempton, including the King George. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on X at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the big Boxing Day card from Kempton races 2, 3, and 4, the 120, the 155, and the feature 230. So quite a few races to look at. The second race, the 120 local post time. It's the Grade 1 Kauto Star Novices Chase. It's a Grade 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a $125,000 purse race for novice 4-year-olds and upwards. 6 horses are going the distance of ground here, 4,800 meters or 3 miles over the chase course. My top selection in this one, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse, Kitzbühel. I'm going to go 316 in the TriCast trifecta. 316 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 3 horse Kitzbühel. This 5-year-old gelding here. William Ellens trains Paul Town and gets them out. The horse's most recent appearance came 22nd November at Punchestown, 2 miles and 3/8 in a beginner's chase. And the horse won by 1/4 lengths that day, and he stayed the trip beautifully. He settled well. He jumped terrifically, and he kept going. A very good race. He's coming here to back to the UK. He's come back to a longer trip that he's proven through and through. He could handle the bigger obstacles. I think he's setting on a very good race here today. He ran 2 back in the Grade 2 select hurdle at Sandown, 2 miles 11/16 back on the 26th of April. Lightning quick round. He finished third by half a length that day, and he was all out the late. He jumped well. He just lacked a really good run in, but he ran his heart out that day. And then prior to that, in the Grade 1 Liverpool hurdle on Aintree, 2 miles on 8th and the 5th of April, he finished fifth by 15 lengths that day. And he just got beat by very classier horses on the day. He yielded out of it. Like I said, I just thought it was slightly good horses on the day. And then the Grade 3 Red Mills Trial Hurdle at Gowan, 2 miles on the 15th of February, winning by 2 1/4 lengths that day. He basically won in a trot that day. Probably could have won by more, but that was a very easy race. And then won first on the new with the new connections. Nearly just over a year ago, Punchestown in a conditional hurdle, winning by 3 3/4 lengths. Even with the high weight, he won floating over the fences. Refreshing here, back to bigger obstacles, back to a longer trip. I think he can win. I think the one horse here, who is Blue King de Oro for Harry Coden and Paul Nichols, going also. He ran most recently in the Rising Star Novices Chase at Wincanton, 2.5 miles back in the 8th of November, where he won by a length, and he basically won in a trot. That was a very easy race. Prior to the intermediate chase at Newton Abbott over the 2 miles and 5/8. Second by 3/4 length, 22 cents to the dollar. First start since April. I don't know if he was 100% cranked for that run off the bench, but he ran okay that day. But he ran terrifically. Final starts over the hurdle and the select hurdle at Sandown back last April. Winning by a head. He was all out under the drive game performance. A very, very good race. Refreshing here at Candle, given the ground. If there's going to be a small upset, or I think it could be him 12 to 1. I'll definitely use him in the quad or in the place pot here. But to recount my selection for the second race, the 120 from Kempton, it's the Grade 1 Quoto Star Novices Chase. Gonna take the number 3 horse Kutzbilla. Give kudos to the 1 horse Blue King d'Or. 316 TriCash Trifecta, 3-1 in the place pot. But let's get to the third race now, the 155, which is the Grade 1 Christmas Hurdle. It's a Grade 1 event for Class 1 horses, going for $162,500 purse. First for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the hurdle course. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 4 horse Sergino. I'm going to go 413 and the TriCast trifecta. 413 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 4 horse Sergino. This 5-year going by Itch Gino. Nikki Henderson trains. Nico de Boinville gets them out. Horse hasn't been seen in 364 days. 364 days ago here at Kempton, 27th of December, 2 miles in the Grade 2 Wayward Lad Novices Hurdle. He won by 7.5 lengths, 62 cents to the dollar. He won easily, picking up a lot, and he got the job done. The problem is, you haven't seen the horse since then. He's refreshing now back to from the chases to the hurdles, where he's had major success in the past. I think he could sit on a good run, but the biggest question with him is how sound is he? Will he need the race? He's a very short priced horse, which does slightly scare me, with the short price off the bench. But Mickey Henderson can get these horses back to good form off the bench, especially this one. I think he ran back, two back at Newcastle, 2 miles in the Grade 1 Fighting Fifth Hurdle, where he won by 8 lengths that day. And again, under the trot, didn't have a really major rival that day, but he still came home clear. Very, very good race from there. And then the grade one 4-year-old juvenile hurdle at Aintree, 2 miles and eighth back in April of 24, winning by 3 and a quarter lengths. Again, it was a very, very good run. He's done everything right in his short career. He's 6 for 6, but the problem is he just can't stay sound on the race course. But when he stays sound, he runs these good races. 1 to 2, I know it's a very short price, but I think he can win. But 1 to 2 also is very, off the bench is going to be, weird. I think the one horse Celtic Dino could possibly upset here. For Sam Thomas, he was a 1 or 2 back at Chepstow, 2 miles in Class Two limited handicap hurdle, won by 2 and a quarter lengths. He really flew home clear. After that, he ran in the Grade Two Ascot hurdle. There we go. Hopefully, I'm not losing my voice. But he ran in the Ascot hurdle over the 2 miles 5/8 in Ascot. After that, where he finished second by 2.5 lengths, where he just couldn't get there late, but he got down the race course well. And then, back in Aintree, back in April, he had a very good place in that conditional handicap hurdle. He's stepping up a major class here, but I think he could upset at 6 to 1. I'll use him in the first leg of the quad pot here. But to recount my selection for third, the 155 from Kempton, it's the grade one Christmas hurdle. Gonna take the 4-horse Sergino. Give kudos to the 1-horse Celtic Dino. Worry. 4-1-3 Tricast Trifecta, 4-1 in the multi race. Let's get to the big one, the fourth race now from Kempton. 2:30, the fourth race from Kempton. It is the King George VI Chase. It's a Grade One event for Class One horses, going for a $312,500 purse race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 3 miles over the chase course. My top selection here, I'm going to go take the number 6 horse Django By as a top selection. 6-4-3 for me in the Tricast Trifecta. 6-4-3 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection 6-horse Django By. This 6-year-old owned by Tiger groom here, Nicky Henderson, trains Nico de Boinville, gets the mount. They ran the horse most recently on the 22nd of November at Ascot, 2 miles 5/8 in the Grade Two 1965 hurdle, and he won by 9 lengths that day. Off the bench, he was cranked. He jumped well, and he destroyed the group of horses home. He's coming here to the longer trip for the first time, which shouldn't be a problem. I think as the trip gets longer, he's going to get better. He's jumped fluidly as of recently. You know, Watch out from here today. He could also handle given the ground. He ran 2 back in the Grade One Manifestos Novices Hurdle at Aintree, 2 miles and a half on the 3rd of April, and he finished third by 1 and a quarter lengths that day. And he just was a little lackadaisical that day. He jumped well, but it just took him time to get in the stride. It's a little bit too late. If the race was a little bit longer, he could have possibly made it interesting late, but he got down the race course well. But he ran his heart out prior to that at Cheltenham. 2 miles in the Grade One Arkle Challenge Trophy. Won by 3/4 length that day. He had to game it out to the wire, but he jumped like a champion. That was a very good run. And then in the Scilly Isles at Sandown over the 2.5 miles in February, when finishing second by a nose, he should have won that day. He just got outgained by the other horse, but again, he's done everything right. Coming here to Kempton, I think he's sitting on a good run. I'm going to use him on the ticket. I think the 4-horse Gaelic Warrior for Paul Tyne and Willie Mullins going also. He was a winner in the Punchestown Chase over the 2.5 miles of Punchestown back in November. Winning by a neck, he was all out on the drive, excelling. A very good race off the bench. Prior to that, he ran at Sandown in the Oaksey Chase, where he won by half a dozen that day. And again, only had other couple rivals that day, but he flew home clear. And then the Bull Chase, he did everything right, winning by 3 lengths. Coming here back to the UK off some decent runs as of recently at 5-2, second leg of the quad pot. I'll definitely use him there. But it's going to be a very exciting King George this year. I think it's a 2-horse race between Django By and Gaelic Warrior. So looking forward to this one. But to recount my selection for the fourth, the 2:30 from Sandown from Kempton. I'm not going to be at Sandown yet. I have a feeling this race will be run at Sandown in the next within the next 10 years. But back here, Kempton, the 2:30. To recount my selection for the 2:30, the fourth race from Kempton, it's the Grade One King George VI Chase. Going to take the 6-horse Shango By. Give kudos to the 4-horse Gaelic Warrior. 6-4-3 Tricast Trifecta, 6-4 in the multi race. So good luck to him. Please follow me on X at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.